Yeah, I'm drinking while we recording. Hey, shouts out to Panera Bread though. Sip
There you
Club.
go.
Hey, now I'm spending my money. I pay my monthly dues to the Sip Club. Panera Bread.
Hey man, hey, that chicken Fontega Panera Bread ain't nothing to mess with, boy.
Is
That's
that
that's
right?
the one.
I went with
That's
the
that
chicken
sandwich there.
salad today. I went with the chicken salad with the cranberries on it today.
There you go.
You
There you
know,
go.
we trying to
Get
be
your health
right.
kick on, man.
We trying to
Get your
be
health
right.
kick on.
I can't eat peanut butter and jelly and all that other stuff all the time. Montel Allen, what it do, brother? What it do?
Man, count blessings, brother. That's all we can do, man. Praise God as usual. I ain't trying to go to church on y'all, but I'm just saying, man, I gotta count my blessings for real.
And we can go to church if we need to, because there's some folks that's in the news, especially on this social impact of sport, that need to go more than just on Easter. And
Man,
we may talk about some of that, but Lord, listen, you better get right, folks.
hey man, I got my comments about the situation, but
Hey,
we'll
all
get
right.
into it. We'll get into it.
Let's go. Let's not even mess around. Let's just go ahead and start
Yeah.
right there, man. Okay. It's kind of a sports. It's more social impact because of who is involved. Y'all know who we talking about. Y'all know, man. I worry about Shannon Sharpe. Man, I know he trying building Shade Media. Him and Ocho. I would have thought Ocho would have been the one getting in more trouble.
All
But,
right, so before we go there,
okay, and there's
legally,
not even a need for us to explain it because it's all over all the news
yeah, it's all over the
networks.
news. Everybody
Yeah,
kind of knows about it, but legally, he has
okay,
not done nothing wrong.
truth.
So our talks and everything we're talking about is more slow his character and what he's doing, but nothing legally he has done wrong. So let's make that first and foremost.
That is true.
He has done nothing legally wrong, illegal. Now,
Yeah.
but I'll be blunt. I don't think he raped nobody. He hasn't.
Oh
raped
no,
nobody.
okay, yeah, no. So yeah, that right there is what I'm saying, and I'm not
Yeah.
making light of the situation. I'm just saying, so audio tapes were released, and he talked about choke you to death, but he used
Yeah, but I
some
mean,
other colorful language. But Shannon said, "I'll put these hands on you and choke you."
yeah, but he's never had an abusive. He's never been in an abusive situation. Was he just talking? Wait. The way sometimes people talk. I don't know I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah.
what he talks about, but I'm like, man, you better get out of here before I choke you. It seemed like one of those conversations. And I'm not gonna judge a person on one, he didn't know it was being recorded, and two, he was having a casual conversation with the young lady he supposedly sexually assaulted.
And listen, legally, as you mentioned about legally, California, you gotta let somebody know if you're recording them. You can't
Exactly,
just
supposed to.
have auto
Yeah.
recordings going off and the other person is not aware of it. So that right
Yeah.
there,
So for me, this is kind of where I'm standing on. I was thinking about it. I was driving because I knew we were going to talk about this. With this situation, man, it really gives women that have been sexually assaulted a bad stain because we're going to question it from now on. Like, we can talk about the age difference and all that stuff, but I can tell you one thing about this young lady. One, she was smart enough to record the situation. Two, she has been trying to get pregnant by him.
true,
And the text messages show.
true.
Why, I want to have a kid by him. He kept saying, no, I don't want to do all this stuff. So, since he said no and didn't want to have the kid by her, he treated her like a promiscuous man would,
Yeah.
promiscuous guy would. Hey, I don't want to deal with you. I'm kind of done. And now that the fact that he doesn't want to deal with her, the situation's over. Now it's all of a sudden the sexual assault, and I need all this money. I understand. I don't agree with this. Is the part I don't agree with Shannon Sharpe. Why give her anything?
I'm gonna say why try to
not
settle for 10
something?
million? Or
Why give her anything? Why give her if I didn't do anything wrong? Why am I giving you anything? I know why he did it because he didn't want to make the bad press, right? Give you 10 million and I keep my 90 because I got $100 million bill on the table. I understand it, but the fact of the matter, I hope he's in a vengeful mood. And what I mean by that, I hope he not only doesn't give her any money, since he didn't do anything wrong. Not only does he not give her any money, you sue her for what she got. Because the bottom line is, I don't agree with his moral decision by sleeping with a young girl like that because he's such an older man. But the fact of the matter with the law, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do one thing wrong with her.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the number? What's the age difference? 56 and 19. I think was the disparity in age.
A big age gap. A huge age gap.
Yeah.
So, and everybody saying, oh, well, he should have known better. What's to say she didn't sexually be predator towards him? He's a successful man. He has all this money. I'm young. I look good. Most older men's fantasies to be with a younger woman, right? And let's be honest, Shannon Sharpe ain't the typical old 60-year-old. He don't look like no 60-year-old.
That's true.
Listen,
yeah, he can still hit that. He can still hit the A gap if he was running. So,
yeah. He be on that iron big time. On that weight, he be in that weight room big time. So the fact of the matter, who's to say she wasn't a sexual predator in this situation? You set this whole thing up. I don't know, but I know the way it's being painted like he's some kind of sexual predator is absolutely 100% wrong in my opinion, because he didn't do anything wrong. We could judge as moral judgment or who you're sleeping with, but again, that's not us. That's not us to do. No one said it when Joan Collins back in the day was doing it, right?
Oh my goodness.
Remember Joan Collins from Dynasty?
Yeah, but you flashing back there. You bringing.
Hey man, I'll show my age. I don't care, but I know
this
she was an older woman sleeping with younger men, and no one said anything, right?
Yeah. I will say. Okay, yeah. But see, I will say this. I worry, and all those things that you're saying are true, and I agree as well with that. I worry that this is the second instance of him having flare-ups in public about this type of subject, and the man works for Disney. That's kind of come on, bro. Right? How many times can you go up and be accused of something? You work for Disney. You can't be going on IG Live accidentally.
What is he accused of? What's that?
You're not necessarily accused of anything. It's optics. It's all optics.
Yeah, the optics. Okay, there you go. The optics don't look good. I'll give you that 100%. The optics don't look good. And let's just be candid, because this is our show.
Yeah,
a big black African American football player.
Yep.
With a young, I think she's Latina, but she looks white. A young, Caucasian looking woman.
Yeah.
Big age difference. Huge age difference. So people already gonna have a problem with that, period. Right? That's always gonna be a problem right there. The fact that he's black, he's white, I think that's another thing. And he has a lot of money, and I don't know how much money she has, but I know he got more. And the fact that, and my big problem with this is, he's up for this $100 million deal that he has on the deal. This comes his way. And now this is coming out then. Now, right before, it's just so coincidence this comes out now.
And timing is a trip, isn't it? Timing is a trip. Right when they start negotiating Shay Media for $100 million.
Timing is a trip when it comes to black successful men. It ain't a trip for everybody else. It's a trip for them that are in that industry.
Wow.
It's a trip because it happened to Bill Cosby. It's a trip when it happens to all those successful men, that all of a sudden, when they're about to make a power move, there's an allegation that comes up. Happened to Michael Jackson. Happened to all these other entertainers. When there's a power move coming, there's some dirt that all of a sudden has to surface big time to throw some dirt on their character and the way they are and who they are. And I find it very coincidental that this happens all the time.
Yes, and it's not by accident. Again.
Yeah, I know it's not by accident, but I'm saying it's very coincidental how it happens in these situations. Let's make no qualms of crime about it. Shannon Sharpe is on the verge of being a media mogul.
Yeah.
He's on the verge of being a media mogul. He's figured out a way to take over the podcast game. He's very good at what he does when he was on TV with Skip Bayless, and now what he does on the morning show on ESPN.
Yeah, on First Take.
He has his evening show that's killing it in ratings. He's becoming a media mogul, and he's becoming the face of that kind of media. Now all of a sudden, his sexual relations with whoever he has of the legal age now comes to part. It comes into question.
This is gonna get ugly for both sides.
Perfectly honest.
Yeah. But see, and the thing is, this is going to get ugly for both sides. And unfortunately for the young lady, it's going to be more detrimental for her, because Shannon's got more financing behind him. He can hire the high dollar lawyers. He can do all of that. He can offer to pay her off for $10 million. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know if she can offer to pay him $5 million or whatever.
But I mean, I think at this point he needs to take a stance and be that way. Like, I'd rather give that $10 million to a lawyer to destroy you than I'm going to give you $10 million cash.
I think it's going to come to
the bottom line is the precedent that you're setting right now is, and this is what it's saying. Okay, I could be a single man and be successful in this world, but if I sleep with you and you don't like what's going on in our relationship, you can claim sexual assault and sue me for money.
Man.
Or you can make any kind of sexual allegations and sue me for money. Like, it takes two people to lay down. She laid down with him. She had sound enough mind to lay down with him and do all these things, and now the fact that I don't want to have a baby with you and I don't want to give you whatever extra dollars you're, now I'm a bad person. Now you want to throw all my business out in social media to destroy my character. And Disney, I know you said optics, but Disney needs to stand behind someone like that and be like, oh, no, we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let you, just because you say something and you want to defame a person's character, didn't do anything illegal, destroy him. Because you're not judged in the court by morality. You're judged on if you did something illegal or illegal.
And I hope that they do. I would hope that ESPN/Disney does that. You know how I feel about Stephen A. And the fact that he's talking about it as well and saying that ESPN honcho Jimmy Pitaro, we are looking at this matter very seriously. And do your research, do the homework, look at get the facts. So there's all three sides can be put out there, but one, I don't see. Again, Stephen A. Smith, why is he talking about it? He's just a mouth.
Clicks, man.
He's just a mouth. We're talking about it because, again, as we're getting like further down into the conversation, black man getting ready to come into a whole lot of money. Situation has come up, which seemed like it started out consensual. Didn't go one person's way. Now we're getting recorded on the phone. And now it's all over TMZ, all over the internet. It's all over. Why is this headline news on CNN and CBS and all that? As opposed to some of the other
funny? I listened to the recording, right?
Yeah.
Listen to the recording. And it's been taken way out of content now. Oh, he said he's going to physically assault her and all this stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, for real, like, you guys are going down that road to paint him in any kind of bad light that you want to paint him in. You know, to destroy him, because let's be honest with you, a lot of the people that are reporting this are his competitors in the market.
Mm-hmm.
They're competing for the piece of the market that he's carved out. They're competing for that, so they're saying all these things about him. Jason Whitlock is a freaking asshole. Period.
Yeah.
He's a coon asshole. I wish I met him because I said it to his face.
Yeah.
He's a coonery asshole to be the way he just tries to debacle every black man.
Yeah,
that does something successful that he doesn't agree with.
Yeah, when we see him in Santa Clara next year for the Super Bowl, we gonna tell him that.
I'll definitely confront him. I mean, I won't confront him in a physical way, but I'll definitely have a conversation with him. I don't know if he really feels that way or he just says that thing to get his clicks. I don't know if it's click view or not. You know what I mean? Some people say those things just to make sure he gets on that side. But from my perspective, that's the way he acts. And then two, he hasn't done anything illegally. That's the part that kills me. Like, he's being judged by trial and jury for something, and there's nothing illegally done.
No, true.
Morally, your moral compass may not agree with it, but your moral compass isn't in court. Did you do anything wrong or illegal?
And that's why we have impartial judges. Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that this young lady feels that she could have got 10 million and with 10 million. $10 million.
Come on, man. That's it.
At the age of 19, 20 years old, $10 million just to not say anything and make the story go away, to say, no, I'm going to press her for 50. That sounds like a whole lot of freaking greed to me.
Yeah, I don't. And that sounds like there's something else going on. It sounds like there's.
Bruh, I mean, it's just, to me, it's sad, man. You can't be successful, black and single, male. Can't be it. Because if you are, they're going to find something on you.
My God. So, what are your thoughts?
Let's even think about it. Yeah. What happened to Paul Pierce when he got fired?
Yeah, Paul, he fell off.
He killing in the hot tub with a couple
Yeah.
women with cigars. Someone filmed it and went on social media. They fired him. This ain't the kind of person we want.
I think they fired him that day.
What happened to Michael Irvin?
Ooh.
Allegedly.
That was and then he was finally vindicated by the folks that worked at the hotel or wherever, and yet still we haven't seen him on any major network, on any NFL network.
Nope.
Yeah.
So what happened to Marshall Falk? Same thing.
Goodness gracious.
Supposedly sexual assault of some girl. So you may tell me that all of a sudden all these black men that are successful men are sexual predators and they do all these sexual allegation things to everybody? No, because there's been records of entertainers that are of the color that do the same thing that nothing happens. And we'll talk about one, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I say unfortunately because again that was part of my guy, right? Part of my team, and then again,
that situation. Guess what they did? Well, guess what they do to that? They sweep it under the rug. You want to talk about people in the entertainment world? Look at Ryan Lee. All the stuff he been through got second chances.
Oh, dang.
So, and their character doesn't get defamed by when they do these types of things. They kind of sweep it under the rug. They try to sweep under the rug. And again, I want people to really understand. Shannon Sharpe has not done anything illegal. He hasn't done anything illegal. That's the crazy part. How are you being brought up in this light when I didn't do anything illegal?
It's already guilty in the court of public opinion.
Yes.
Which may weigh more, and I guess hear me out on this, may weigh more because of who his employer is. And that's what I worry about.
You as an employer, especially with an employer with a person that's definitely worth $100 million in what he's been putting together.
Yeah.
You would think they would try to protect it.
Stranger things have happened is 2025, brother.
I mean, bro, I'm telling you, if you're a black man and you're out in the entertainment world and you're promiscuous, I mean, they get you. Look at Kevin Hart. Try to get him. Same situation.
Man, Kevin, yeah. Oh my gosh.
right when he was blowing up, here we go. All these other allegations that are going on.
Kevin would try to go. He went to the club by himself without his homies, and next thing you know, yeah.
Whether some of those things are true or not, let's talk about when they're illegal. Absolutely. When they're not illegal, they're getting brought to light and they're being persecuted for things they're not doing illegally. Like Kevin Hart cheated on his wife. That's fine. That's not an illegal act in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe immoral, but it's not illegal. But yet he got dragged through the mud, lost millions and millions of dollars because of it. Because he was not being promiscuous because he wasn't not being promiscuous with his wife.
Was that the reason why he didn't get the Oscars too, right? So again, like you're right, lost a lot of opportunities, lost a lot of money. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me there's no Caucasian comedians that ever cheated on their wives and people found out about it?
Every single day, I'm sure.
Because they're not getting dragged through the mud like we are when we're in those situations. So it's kind of funny, again, how he's on the crest of breaking becoming the social media empire juggernaut, and now these allegations all of a sudden come out. And I'm gonna say, who goes to tell me that somebody didn't pay her to do that?
Wow.
Who's to say that didn't happen? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm also not naive. I mean, stranger things have happened. It just seems real odd, man. It does. It's just the timing just really, really seems odd to me. So who's to say somebody didn't pay her to do this? Who says somebody not paying her to put her up to this? Because this same lawyer is a lawyer that tried to convince Jay-Z was sleeping with that underage girl at Puppy's party.
And Shannon made note of that in his little PSA that he did the other day as well. I noticed that they didn't say anything about it last night, because I remember when you and I were texting. They didn't say anything last night on their podcast, right? They just opened it and closed the entire show normally, but didn't even address it. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
This is normal because again, he didn't do anything illegally. If I do anything illegally, I don't need to do that. But I'm saying this woman in the situation she's in, and I don't know if she's being forced to do it or being advised wrong or whatnot, how she's going, but she gives the women that are really sexually assaulted by athletes in these situations, because it does happen. She's gonna make everyone question that from now on, because you don't know if it's a money grab, or you don't know if it's a criminal act, you don't know what's going on, because the situations like this that they have ulterior motives just to go get money. And at this point, they'd be greedy.
Yeah.
He offered you $10 million to make the story go away. I don't even want to deal with it. I just kind of want to go on my own thing. No, I want $50 million.
Yeah, come on. 10 million is 10 million. Yeah.
$10 million, bro. Let's just keep it real. I mean, I don't care who she is. Ain't none of it worth $10 million.
$10 million.
Because if he said, hey, before you lay down with me and we do these things, it's gonna cost you $10 million. He'd be like, go on about your own business. So what makes you think it's $10 million after the fact? If it ain't $10 million before, it ain't $10 million after.
There she go.
That's like you buying a brand new car. When you get in the car, if the cars cost $20,000, and you know it ain't worth $20,000, you ain't gonna get right. If you say the car's on price, you ain't getting it right. If it's overpriced for you,
I'm gonna move on.
Think it's gonna be it's gonna be overpriced after you test drive.
I'm gonna move on.
Same price. I don't want it.
This is all a business transaction, and again, not throwing shade at anybody that's involved, and not trying to be stereotypical, but young lady who is known as Carly on OnlyFans. So she's an OnlyFans performer, actor, whatever that they are over there. So it's a business transaction. That's why $10 million wasn't enough.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I she's gonna. I don't think they understand the magnitude. That's gonna do more damage for those ones that are really truly victims.
Yeah.
More so than help her pocket, because those ones that are truly victims, they won't get vindication for the crimes that are committed against them, because people are gonna poke so many holes in so many different ways when these situations happen.
Man, the internet does not lose. So the internet has found everything about this young lady in 24 hours. So
yeah, I mean, she put herself out there, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, this is not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well for her.
And Shannon, I think at the end of the day is gonna win, but he's gonna win at a cost, right? I mean, he's gonna win at a price, a big time price, and not just monetary. He's gonna take a hit in fanship. He's gonna take a hit in things going a different way, and he's gonna take a hit in the business world.
Yeah, brands and sponsorships, right? You know, the family type of sponsorships aren't gonna be around him.
Yeah. Yep, and people gonna be like, "Oh, well, you sleep with younger women."
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of people sleep with younger people than them, you know. And maybe it may be a big age gap in some people's eyes, but last time I checked, Al Pacino just had a baby with a young girl.
Listen.
Last time I checked, Robert De Niro's wife was his girlfriend was super young. So what are we talking about?
And I'm fans of both of them. Listen, I'm fans of Pacino and all, right? So, man, am I a hypocrite?
But am I not mistaken? Al Pacino, if you look at on that, what's the difference between Al Pacino? What's the age difference between Al Pacino and his girlfriend?
Let me see here. Hold up. We on Al Pacino's girlfriend is Al Pacino was 84. He split from his girlfriend Noor, who was 30. Wait a minute. Al Pacino 83. Hold on, brother. So he's 80 some and she's 30.
And how long have they been together?
Bruh, hold on. That can't be. That is right, but
that is right. But how long have they been together though? When did he first date her?
I don't know. I got to do a little more behind the scenes sketching, but
I believe he was in his 70s and she was in her early 20s. Same as this young lady.
Wow.
That's a 50 years age gap. Right?
Yes, sir. I got nothing to do with somebody that's 50 years younger than me.
If I'm not, wait, hold on. We got one more. Michael Douglas was married to Kathleen Zeta-Jones. I believe there's a big age difference between them too. Am I right?
Well, you coming off the dome, boy. You on that Red Bull or something tonight, boy.
No, man. I'm just saying. People are making an uproar about this situation that's going on. And promiscuous people in entertainment have been doing this forever. Leonardo DiCaprio was dating some young girl.
Yeah. I think that is that's a big conversation too, because DiCaprio, he's 40 some years old, and he has come out and said, yeah, I'm only down with the youngsters, right? The 21s or whatever years old. So again, that's a 15, 20 years.
Why is he being dragged into the mud for doing that when your box office superstars have done the same thing and nobody says nothing about it?
Make it make sense,
That's the conversation
brother.
we should be having here on Team No Sleep.
Make it make sense, brother.
And we should be bringing awareness to that. So all these other guys are having the same relationship with these young girls. Oh, what kind of conversation they have when who cares? They're having they're doing the same exact thing, and you're not publicly persecuting them. But yet, as soon as the African American man does it, now he's being persecuted.
I think Shannon's smart, business savvy enough to go from 0 to 100 if it does get to that point. Right. I think he's, again, got his receipts and will start bringing up all these other cats that are out there in his business as well and say, look, what about these people? What about that person? What about these other people? I think he's the type of cat that would just release the hound.
We bring in the receipts in first form. That's what I'm saying. We showing receipts first. It doesn't anger me because I understand it's part of that kind of the business, but I'm saying people are just going to publicly persecute him because they try to say she's 20, he's 54. What does that got to do with anything? Did he do anything illegal to the young lady? If the answer is no, then what are we talking about? And that's the stand I would think Disney should have on it. Did he do something illegal to this young lady? No. Okay, then what are we talking about? What are we here? Why are we here? Because she's trying to sue him? Is that what's the new? Is that because Disney can deaden the story faster than anybody if they really want to.
Yeah.
They can kill the story if they really want to. So kill it if you really want to. Or is this something, again, let's flip it on this side. Is this something for ratings? And what I mean by this is this some kind of story that keeps Shannon Sharpe in the limelight, to keep more money, even boasts his career? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm telling you this right now. If you didn't do nothing illegally with this young lady, then why is it the hot topic of conversation? And I can care less about the age gap because we have plenty of examples of other people in the entertainment industry doing things with different age gaps. Same thing.
But why does this, of all the other stories that we talk about that really matter, why is this on CNN Sports right here?
Yes.
Right.
Why is he the hot subject on TMZ? Didn't do nothing illegal. Why is it the hot topic? So there's where I'll lay with it. I'm done with it, man. I wish the brother the best. I hope the young lady gets what she's trying to get out of it as well. But I really hope she understands she's painting a picture on people that are really, really victims. It's not gonna go good for them because now people are gonna just start poking holes to see if they're in it for the money grab as well, or they're just in it to get the silver suit. And all you young entertainers and athletes, please beware of the company you keep, man, because you never know when they're gonna try to get you.
Beware of the company you keep, man. I'm glad we talked about this. I'm glad we went in more detail than anyone else did because this matters. But again, it's on CNN, it's on Twitter. They got the video and they got the audio. Shannon did his thing and he came out and said it was a shakedown. Grab your popcorn, man, because it's going to continue to get ugly, unfortunately. But and again, at the end of the day, nobody's going to win. Nobody's going to win. But it's going to hurt everyone involved. Hopefully, that doesn't come out that there's a whole bunch of other people involved, right? Hopefully, and I'm sure it won't, like a Diddy story, right? Where there's a gang of folks that are there involved.
They said, well, the story is when someone does a lawsuit, there's always going to be other people that pop up with lawsuits or whatever. But I really don't. I mean, I don't know personally, but I mean, his demeanor doesn't seem that type of person. If he has a lot of them, and so what if if he slept with 10 19-year-old girls, if he didn't do anything illegally, I could care less what he does. Okay, he likes young women. Guess what? Hugh Hefner made a lifestyle out of it, like young women.
Hugh Hefner became a billionaire and taking pictures of it.
Yeah. So he made a lifestyle of liking young women and having relationships with young women. So that shouldn't be the narrative. The narrative is, did he do anything illegal? And if he didn't do anything illegal, then what are we talking about?
Well, we're gonna move on. And we're gonna follow it because it's gonna continue to evolve, and we're gonna make sure that it's covered.
We need our clicks too, man.
We need our clicks. I will say this though, and I was looking at some comments the other day, and this is some kudos and some flowers to us. It's kind of along the lines of this story. We got some new fans globally, and somebody in Australia said that they appreciated us for the Carmelo Anthony story, for being unbiased and being open-minded and actually portraying and talking about all the sides of the story. So we had some. So there's. I'll send them to you if you hadn't seen them yet. But yeah, we had some new cats coming in from Australia that said they appreciated us for being unbiased and open to the discussion and talking about everything that's going on. I even had the conversation this weekend with my mom because she was asking about it. So we doing the thing. We doing the thing. And
I think looking at it from our lens and preaching about it from our lens is just different, man. I mean, I think a lot of people feel the same when we do. They just don't have the platform to express.
Yeah, they don't have the platform, and they probably too scared to say it.
They're too scared to say it up front. But I mean, at some point you just gotta. I try to be open, honest, and when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll say when I'm wrong. You gotta be open and honest, kind of what the situation was going on. In anything, right? Anything we talk about, we try to be have that clear lens. And I think the one thing that sets us apart from everybody else is that we're not that right wing or left wing view. We're that center view, and we're open for dialogue to change our views.
It's those uncomfortable conversations, brother. That's what it is. Need more.
Absolutely, man.
Need more of.
You know that's my slogan. We need to put that on. We got to put that on.
That right there needs to be on the next shirt. Yeah. We need that. We need. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna write that down because I'll forget. I'm getting older. Seasoned brothers over here. Uncomfortable conversations. T-shirt. Yeah. When I'm flying to Oregon this weekend, I'm gonna come up with it. We're gonna be short tonight because we pre-recording. It's Wednesday night, everyone, because I'm traveling, Montel is traveling, and the draft is tomorrow. So we're gonna be watching that as well. So we're not gonna try to split brain people and watch us while the draft is going on. But we had Burt Grossman on last week. We had Irvin Fryer on last week. Man, that show was hot. And talking about the draft. Shedeur Sanders may not be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he may actually be able to stay at the hotel and come back Friday.
So I read a couple of things today, man, and so they said between him and Cam Ward, who's going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
it's pretty much split.
Yeah, Cam is going to Tennessee.
Yeah. So splitting hairs, kind of who's number 1, number 2, and they were saying why he fell off. So why he's falling off so much. And Michael Irvin has something interesting to say. He said, it's funny to me. And he goes, I don't think, I didn't hear, I just heard the paraphrase. But he's like, it's funny to me that NFL execs have vested so much money in a Zach Wilson, in a Daniel Jones, and all these guys that haven't came out, that became number 2s. And you're trying to tell me this guy who's been showing he's been a consistent winner through his career, that you don't want to have the fortitude to invest in him and give him a chance like you just paid these 2 guys? What is the NFL talking about? Because now you're not talking, you couldn't be talking about talent wise. You can't talk about resumes because his resume is better than theirs. And yet you're telling me you don't want to take him. But you took Zach Wilson in number 2. You took Daniel Jones and invested $40 million in Daniel Jones after he still didn't have no successful years.
Daniel Jones, terrible.
And Stone, and he goes, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But yet, you don't want to take a kid that's proven to have a high football IQ, showing himself to be a winner, has a dad with a Hall of Fame pedigree, has a dad that knows it has a network that's in there that Shador has that same exact network, and yet this is the kid that you don't want to invest in.
No, I'm still scrolling. I don't see him yet. I'm still scrolling. How many?
Oh, he's talking about he might fall 21, man. Your boys are Steelers.
Because this is the ESPN top draft. Yeah, hold on, man. I don't even see this dude. Let me find Sanders, man. Uh-oh. Come on back, Montel. Come on back, brother.
I'm here.
There we go. The Giants don't seem to view Shador Sanders. Yeah, there you go. Down to 21. Is that? That's still first.
Steelers. First round.
Wow.
Yep. That's where we at. So,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Really? I mean, if he go, I don't feel any problem about it. I'd rather Tomlin has a strong enough presence to be able to coach him and put him.
Yeah, I mean, Tomlin will be a good coach for him for sure.
Yes, and I think the Steelers will be a great fit for him.
He knows how to play in the cold.
Shador be fine, man.
I'm trying to find some positives out of it.
Yeah.
Because who we got right now in Pittsburgh is not anyone to write home about.
Well, I think Shador will be a great fit there because let's be honest, at the end of the day, he sells tickets, right?
Yeah.
He sells tickets. Shador has a pretty good head on the shoulder as far as scheme and IQ as far as playing football. And I think he will be a great fit in that program. Like I said, I read a couple of stories now. I read another story about Shador. They said he was the worst interview they ever had. They said he's very arrogant. They said that, he all of these intangibles that are bad about him, that he doesn't have a strong arm, he doesn't have this, and he doesn't have all this. He might be the worst first round pick.
Is he arrogant or is he confident? Right, there's a big difference. They look alike.
Can he play football? Hey, who cares?
Right.
Can he play football?
Yeah.
The bottom line is, can he play?
Yeah, he can get out there.
Is he going to be able to do the things you need him to do? Because let's be perfectly honest with you. Zach Wilson told the New York Jet press when he got drafted, "Y'all not ready for me."
Mm-hmm. That's Zach Wilson.
Daniel
You keep
Jones
bringing
been
up
a
Zach
bust.
Wilson.
Hey, what's the dude? AJ dude that was from what's the name? Bust. The guy that with the AJ McCarron and them played in Alabama. Bust.
Wow, yeah.
So you as the NFL and you scouts that supposedly know all these good things about quarterbacks have put all these busts in the first round. Yet a Hall of Fame pedigree kid that just because he doesn't talk to you or come across the way you want him to come across, you say now he's no good?
And to his credit,
how many
Shador
quarterbacks they said doesn't have a strong arm?
Yeah.
And been successful in the league. Several
Yeah.
have, because last time I checked, they said Drew Brees didn't have a strong arm. Look what Drew Brees, he led the big in throwing.
Drew Brees Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, all of 4'5", and I'll apologize for making fun of him.
This kid doesn't have it all. In what? Last time I remember, the Carr brothers ain't been that successful. Yeah, you had them high on their list and all the things they were doing. I mean, we could talk about all the failures as GMs and these scouts have had in taking chances on guys they just want to take chances on, and yet because this kid you feel rubs you the wrong way a little bit, or you don't agree with what he is, now he's a bust. Now, do I think a lot of that overspills from Deion? Yes, obviously. You know, some people just don't like Deion for who Deion is because he's cocky, he's very arrogant, and he does the things he does. Bert Grumson said, I just don't feel he's the guy. I'm fair with that. That's fine, because everybody's not supposed to think he's the guy.
Truth.
But the fact that it doesn't matter what we got in this draft, and you're going to tell me with his resume that he doesn't fall in somewhere in the first round, or actually in the upper echelon in the first round, you got to be kidding me, because several of those teams in the upper first round need quarterbacks.
So are they punishing Shador because of his daddy? Are they punishing Shador because his daddy got his jersey retired? after only a
I
couple of
think-
years.
Oh, the last word in that guy, that GM or scout, whoever's conference said, Shadur's entitled. He's got entitlement issues. Like the Manning brothers don't.
All
What are we
the
talking
Mannings have got their, and I love, listen, some Peyton Manning. I love me some Peyton Manning. But all the Manning boys got their whole career pre-planned. Even
By
Art,
their daddy.
who's still
By
in
their father.
still in
Yeah.
college, and I think
Yeah,
there's a
but-
younger one still in high school. They got their
Yeah,
whole
but that's
thing
all
planned.
predicated by their owner, by their dad.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me they weren't entitled? Not to say they weren't good. I'm just saying, and Shador, not to say Shador's not entitled, but he's good as well.
Yeah.
He's good. So I'm saying, why again, man? It's this double standard we're getting in entertainment, in positions of power, and positions of leadership. We got to go through more rigorous. Me personally, do I think Shador could play in the NFL? Yes. In this particular draft, does he deserve to be in the top echelons? Yes. Will he have a successful career in the NFL? That's to be determined, like all these other quarterbacks.
We can't have that conversation. Anyone who tries to have that conversation. So let me ask you this. Okay, talking about the draft, talking about Colorado. Travis is saying, look, I'm just gonna sit out. I'm not even gonna play if I can't play both ways.
Wrong. I think that's a wrong attitude. I don't think he has the right to do that yet.
I think Travis should be a corner. I think he needs to play on the defensive side. I just think that brother would be nice out there trying to shut folks down, get a little bigger.
I think Travis is still very. To me, he's definitely underdeveloped as a receiver because of his route running, route tree, and the way he runs routes. And now, do I think a team could put packages for him like they did Charles Woodson back in the day? Yes, I think teams could be creative that way, but your primary job is going to be on defense and try to become a Hall of Fame corner.
Yeah, man,
that's going to be your primary job. And this is the funny part, man, to me, and we were talking about it last week with them. When I'm the NFL, I dictate. I don't negotiate. There's a difference. I don't understand why there's even negotiations in those kind of processes. I dictate. You're coming here, you're going to play corner.
Done.
Period.
It's like old boy who wanted stock in the company. It's like old boy who said,
Caleb last year, I want stock in the no.
Caleb said, I want some shares.
Yeah. If you don't want to, I'm going to blackball you like Colin Kaepernick, and you won't play in this league ever.
You won't ever play. You won't ever play.
Hey,
you can still have the skills and you won't play. Like Colin, I would love to see Cam back in the league.
Yep.
Cam stay ready. He ready.
Yeah, but it's the game now has moved past.
But again, folks that have, unfortunately, the game has moved on from them and they no longer have an opportunity, unfortunately. But don't come in here, Travis, like that. Back in the
fold. But I'm saying there is nowhere else to go but the NFL. So why am I having a negotiation conversation with you? No, this is not a negotiation, bro. This is I'm drafting you and I'm paying you to do this.
This is your job. I'm about to
this is your job.
$80 million or whatever.
Yeah. If you want to take your skill set somewhere else and see if you can make that kind of money, by all means, go.
Go ahead.
But if I'm drafting you, Mr. Hunter, you're going to play corner for me. And then if the coach and the OC and them feel that they can put you in some offensive packages, I have no problem with that. But guess what? My $40 million investment is you as a corner, not as a receiver.
And that's where you're going to play.
So that's where you're going to play.
And
this is crazy. I don't understand why GMs or scouts are not having these kind of candid conversations with these young men. Like, the college days are over with. You don't got the brass balls on this. I own the brass balls. So I'm gonna manage. This is a business now. My business is I'm investing in you to do this, not to do that.
Yeah. So it's more than just coach. Now it's GM and it's owner, right? It's actually someone who owns this company.
You come in with all these damn demands, demand all you want. Because bottom line, I could say no and you can go do somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And if some other owner is stupid enough to go ahead and do that, by all means, go with that owner.
Be on the practice squad. Be on the practice squad.
Because guess what? I can find me somebody else in the draft that can help my team just as much.
Real quick. Real, man. And who hungry. Not saying he's
hungry,
not.
man.
Not saying that he's not. But again, you can.
No,
You
I'm
can't.
saying I get what your desires, what you want to do, but it's also setting a precedent to telling them what their job is going to be, and not trying to baby and coddle, bro. We've been coddling a lot. They coddle a lot. That's why I think Bird and Irving came to last year. The game has been watered down and drilled down so much because of all this coddling. Well, if I'm a GM and I'm in that position, I'm not going to coddle. I'd rather play with the guys that. I'd rather do it the Bill Belichick way back in the day. You're gonna do it my way. We're gonna draft my way.
You come in here and do your job.
Because guess what? The other alternative, there is no other alternative but the NFL league. So you're gonna come in here if you want to earn your right and earn your stripes in this league. You're gonna do what we ask you to do or what we pay you to do. I seen that what we pay you to do, and be successful at that.
Yeah.
You know, and once you got some veteran stripes under your legs. Now you can come have a different conversation because you
then you can come up to the front of the room to the whiteboard and draw some X's and O's. But until then, young fella, make sure you buying lunch for everyone. Make sure you got your credit card with you and just sit there in the back.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You just don't. It doesn't have to be all this negotiation stuff, man. This is just kind of a dictatorship in this avenue. So don't tell me what you want to do. Do what I pay you to do.
My God, I'll tell Alan. We gonna on that note right there, because I'm not even gonna mess with it. That right there is how we closing, brother. Good Lord. Don't come in here and tell me what you want. Do what I tell you to do and take these checks.
Yeah, man. Do what I pay you to do.
And invest these checks. We're going to watch the draft tomorrow. I'm going to be traveling. I know you're going to be traveling. I'm going to text you as soon as number 1 gets picked. I'm going to text you as soon as number 2 get picked. And then if it's, number 21, I'm going to say, where will my Steelers pick? Yeah,
Shador gonna fall right into Pittsburgh's lap, and they gonna love him out there. He gonna be fine.
Yeah. Where was the spot that Deion said he did not? It wasn't Dallas. Deion said Shador ain't playing for somebody. I forgot who it was. It was a handful of teams, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, again, this isn't a dictatorship. You're gonna do where I pay you. So if I draft you in a place where he doesn't want to be drafted from to be our quarterback, Shador, you can either take it and do it, or you cannot play in the NFL. And that's where the NFL league needs to, in the collective bargaining, needs to have those discussions with them. Like, look, we're not gonna play with these young dudes coming in talking about they want all these demands. Look, if you get drafted by Green Bay, and I know you don't want to go play for Green Bay, then you're suspended from not being in relief for the next 2 years. Go find your check somewhere else.
There you go. Can't get in trouble in Green Bay though, can you? I mean, it's Wisconsin. Nothing happening.
I mean, I'm just saying. And you was a 19, 20, 20-year-old ain't gonna dictate what we're supposed to do with our team.
Yeah, you just a millionaire.
Come in and prove yourself first, and then you can have some say so on the team.
Yeah.
Come beat Patrick Mahomes and win the Super Bowls, then you can have some say in our team. Come beat Saquon Barkley and come win us the Super Bowl in Philly. And now you can have some say in our team. You can do that, then you have to say it. Don't come be a Daniel Jones and talk about I want all these things. Hey, and I'm sorry you play on a sorry team, Daniel, and you may need more help. That might make you better. But I heard this one from one GM. You got to turn chicken shit to chicken salad if you want to be successful in the NFL sometimes. Make it happen.
Boy, you own one tonight, brother. You own one tonight. You can... Bruh. There we go. Well, I appreciate you, man. This is what we do. I'm going to let you get back to the rest of your evening. I'm going to get back to the rest of my evening. I'm going to get to packing these bags. And... Man,
safe travels, brother, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Man.
You know, they know me on Southwest.
On loved ones, bro, like we always say we do. Take care of the family and do all this good stuff. And like we always in this show, please be comfortable having comfortable...
Lord.
Please get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, because that's how we learn.
What he said.
Montelli James, spraying the heat, team no sleep, with heavy as me, on the mic, taking over the game, no time for wrestlers, ready for fame. Fuck with sports, breaking it down with the course of the field, all around town, we stay up all night, grinding on the mic, bringing you real stories on the fly. Montel's got the stats, James got the flow, together we're two already blow, from NBA to NFL and the MLB, we got all